Hello everybody, my name is BigLarge and welcome back to the Kill Count. Things seem tense right now, so let's unwind with a nice kids movie. Today we're covering the movie Animal Farm. Released in 1954, Animal Farm is an adaptation of a book with the same name written by George Orwell, the same guy that made 1984. This movie is about what happens when the animals take control of their own farm. They can either learn from their oppressors' mistakes and live in a society where everyone is equal, or they can learn how they became so powerful and start the cycle anew. Before we get into it, please like and subscribe. The movie opens up with some narration describing how Manor Farm and its owner, Mr. Jones, had fallen into hard times. His poor condition led him to drink with his loser friends. He comes home drunk and makes his rounds. He's so damn rough with it, jeez. You can tell how low he thinks of the animals by the way he treats them. While Mr. Jones is asleep, the oldest and wisest animal, Old Major, calls for a meeting in the big barn. All the animals, large and small, make their way down to hear what he gotta say. Among them we see our main characters, Snowball, a determined and charismatic pig, and Napoleon, a rude and selfish boar. They like the Goku and Vegeta of Animal Farm. Then Benjamin and Boxer, two good friends. Yeah, right. Old Major says he knows his time is up and says that he wants a better life for his animals. That all Mr. Jones does is take from them and leave them living in terrible conditions. He tells Boxer that when he can't work anymore, he'll turn his ass into glue. And he tells the pigs, the smartest animals on the farm, that Jones will butcher them and sell their meat. The only way to end their misery is to revolt! But when they do, they shouldn't use his methods. They must remember that all animals are equal. Right after that, he has a heart attack and just dies. Damn. The animals all cry and mourn for him, but it makes so much noise that it wakes Mr. Jones up. He shoots a warning shot and everyone scurries back to their place. The next morning, Jones ends up too hungover to feed the animals, so they take matters into their own hands and break into the food shed. He catches them in the act and starts whipping everyone, but they realize, wait, this nigga ain't shit! They prepare to attack him. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he can recognize when he's gonna get his ass beat, so he runs away. He goes to the bar and comes back with his bummy friends. Snowball sees him coming, so he prepares everyone for an assault. The geese go first, but they're not able to do much but delay them momentarily. Snowball charges at him but gets no diff. Shit really goes down now. All the animals attacking the farmer, everyone getting their licks in. Snowball runs it back and charges Jones but gets a cap in his ass instead. He ends up finally doing it with some help from Boxer. The farmers take their L and skedaddle. The animals fought for their freedom and actually won. Shit is not all sweet though, because a dog ended up getting killed, leaving behind a litter of puppies. Girl, what the fuck you doing on the front lines if you had kids to raise? Their first act as free animals after gaining their freedom was literally dismantling the tools of their oppression, like throwing away the chopper he used to kill the animals and the whip he used to beat them with. Snowball takes a bloodied shirt that was left behind by a human and waves it as a flag. They sing while burning everything they hated about the farm. The next day, they ransack Jones's house and finds a bunch of creepy shit that reminds them of how he abused them. Napoleon finds the dogs a homegirl left behind and hides them away. After fucking up his house, they agree that it's off limits and that no one should be in there. They make rules for their new society. They're calling it Animal Farm. Their rules are, no animal sleeps on a bed or drinks alcohol, that 4 legs are good and 2 legs are bad,
wings count as legs,
that no animal can kill another animal, and that all animals are equal. Now they had to figure out how to run the farm by themselves. The pigs were always the smartest, so they thought of all the plans. Boxer had to plow the field and Benjamin helped him out with the rope. How cute. Boxer was always a good worker, but it seems like he's even more determined now. Everyone is helping out on the farm. This is so nice to watch. Napoleon and Squealer, he's another main character, I just didn't bring him up because I hate him so much, spend hours milking the cows. They enjoying it way too much. When they're done, they drink all the milk. What the hell? What was even the point of that? We get another montage of how well everything's going in the new farm. Jones watches from afar, then goes back to his bar. Damn hoes breaking his heart. He just mad that they all glad and they all doing their part. Snowball calls a meeting in the barn to talk about some resolutions. He says it's been an amazing 5 months and that they have to spread the word of liberation to other farms, so he sends doves to talk to them. Some of them were happy with where they were on the farm and just shook him off. Others got inspired and took matters into their own hands. Apparently that was one of Jones's friends. Wasn't he there at the fight against the animals? You'd think he'd see it coming. Snowball tries to teach the animals because education is important, but they're not very responsive. He's upset that there isn't any power on the farm, so he works to fix that himself. The whole time Napoleon's been training these attack dogs. He gets cold as fuck on the farm, so Snowball works harder to get some heat in there. His rival spies on him and plans something dastardly. Later that day, he announces his glorious plan to the farm. He says that there'll be electricity in every stall, warm water, and heating for everyone that needs it. The boar starts hating on him, but Snowy don't give a fuck. He calls in his attack dogs and chase him off the farm. Holy shit. They run him down and fucking kill him. Damn. Our main character is gone. Anyways, with my goat gone, Napoleon and Squealer take control. He immediately starts shit-talking Snowball and changing history. He said that he wasn't planning to give electricity, he was gonna bring Jones back.
Snowball is a traitor. What was he really planning? To bring back Jones. From now on, I'll protect your interests. And I'll make your decisions.
And he takes credit for Snowball's idea. We get a montage of them working on the windmill. Boxer was a great help. They worked all day, but he still managed to put in some overtime. The food was short for the workers and the pigs were well fed. Benjamin and Boxer come home from a late shift and find the pigs going to Jones's old house. Not only do they eat all of the food, but they're sleeping like kings. They don't even do any of the work. They're just supervised. Animal Farm literally has a rule that sleeping in beds is off limits. It says it right there on the... Oh. Only beds with sheets. I could have sworn it said something else. Anyways, Napoleon ate all the jam in Jones's house and is hungry for more. A capitalist hears the farmers complaining about their farms being overtaken by animals and goes to trade with them. What a weird ass thing to complain about. Like, if that happened to me, I'd be too embarrassed to speak up about it. Like, if animals took over my farm, I'm shooting a predator missile at them, bruh. Jones is just a loser, man. He not tapped in for real. The capitalist goes to the farm with more jam for Napoleon. Both pigs talk all night and he ends up leaving with a shit ton of eggs. The animals watch in curiosity from afar. Wheeler comes up to them and says that they're trading with the outside world and that the hens have made their first contribution. Not much of a contribution if it's taken from you by force. Despite Squealer trying to make it sound like a good thing, the girls are pissed. They talk about how old Major said that their labor should never be taken from them. Later that night, someone goes to the barn and ruins their food so it can't be sold. It wakes up the pigs and they find talon prints. Squealer tries taking a hen's eggs, but she defends herself. They threaten to jump her and she flies away. Her and the other girls egg the shit out of the pig. They scurry to Jones's house and Napoleon calls his dogs. They randomly come up and kill the cat. What the hell? She didn't even do anything. The hens are publicly put on trial. Napoleon says that they were working with Snowball and Jones to destroy the farm. He says that anyone else that aided in the destruction of the products better fess up, and the sheep and goose step forward. They're walking outside of the barn and are brutally murdered. Damn! Nah, this has to be against the rules. It literally says... What? I guess there was a cause. Never mind. Napoleon catches the animals mourning and singing their little revolution song and shuts that shit down quick.
See, it is now forbidden, under penalty of death.
The pigs start trading more eggs and milk for more jam. Doesn't seem like there's much in it in the animals of the farm, huh? The capitalist, Whimper, goes to the bar to count his money, and it makes everyone jealous and mad. It looks like the animals on their farm are doing extremely well. Whimper notices them and gets upset. Like, bro, what you think was gonna happen? You count your money from their animals in front of them. The only reason people count their money like that is when they're flexing or itching to get robbed. The farmers mention the windmill and get even angrier. So they get ready to kick the animals out of their farm. The birds catch wind of this and warn Napoleon. He gives a speech and lets them know that it's time to fight. They use a lot more advanced methods this time. When they get there, it's seemingly empty. Squealer lures them into a trap and they get hit by a bunch of barrels. The humans use this to their advantage though, surrounding themselves with it and shooting the animals. Squealer sees a pig get shot right in front of him and turns tail. Boxer charges one of them and gets shot in his leg. No! His BF comes and fucks the shooter up though. A bunch of geese attack some humans. One of them gets their neck broken and one gets shot. After he almost gets shot, Napoleon finally calls his attack dogs. I don't know why that wasn't plan A. All while this is happening, Jones sneaks his way into the windmill with some dynamite. The humans keep getting hit with fatal blows, but they don't have a scratch on them. It's almost like they're in... They run away and Napoleon gives himself a medal to celebrate. But the fucking windmill blows up! Everyone looks in shock and awe as their hard work crumbles before them. In the aftermath of the battle, I count 2 more dead bodies. Aw, and that's the mama sheep from earlier! Now they gotta rebuild that bitch in the freezing cold. Boxer's putting in just as much work as before, but with a broken leg. The pigs don't have to supervise now, so all they do is eat and play in Jones's house. Apparently, Napoleon had sex with someone and has kids now. Boxer's leg got worse and the windmill hasn't gotten much work done. The couple is working late one night and Boxer tries to lift a stone by himself. The rain, combined with his weakened condition, makes him unable to hold onto the rope properly. Benjamin sees this from afar and tries to rush to his aid, but it's too late. The stone falls on him and he gets gravely injured. Benjamin cries over his unconscious body until the other animals come and help him. After the injury, Boxer wants to retire with the love of his life. An ambulance pulls up and the donkey already knows what's up and goes to get help. By the time he gets back with the other animals, he's already in the wagon. They turn his ass into glue! They all run after him, but it's no use. In return for sending his best worker to his death, they give Napoleon a case of beer. Squealer makes up a lie about Boxer's last words.
I was with him right to the end. His last words were, "Forward, comrades! Long live Napoleon!"
Oh my god, bro. Oh,
He tries to get everyone else to say it, but they're too pissed off and depressed to play along. So he sends the attack dog to drive them away. We get a time skip to years later where it's a fascist commune run by the pigs. Oh hell no, they wearing clothes and walking on two legs? This feels like the bad ending. Pigs from other farms have come to visit Animal Farm. We see an aged up Benjamin investigating the meeting. Him and the other animals see that they've made a new rule. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others? Ben tells the doves to let everyone on other farms know what the new rule is. They all unite and make their way to Animal Farm. During their meeting, they vow to feed their animals less and make them work more. Benjamin watches it and has trouble distinguishing between pigs and humans. He immobilizes the animals and they prepare to attack the pigs. They hear them coming and call the dogs, but they're too drunk to do anything. The animals storm through the wall in Jones's house and kill all of the pigs. The movie ends with the animals looking over the bodies of their former leader. 5 animals died in the entire movie. With a runtime of 72 minutes, that leaves us with a kill on average of 2 minutes and 53 seconds. The award for the coolest kill goes to Snowball. It was off screen, but it still left an impact. Like, I was horrified the first time I watched it. Lamest kill goes to the dog. We didn't even see her get killed or anything. This movie is basically a demonstration of what happens when a revolution gets co-opted by people who seek power for themselves. The story was based off the Russian Revolution, and the characters represented certain historical figures. George was a known communist manifesto glazer, so Old Major represents Karl Marx. The society he envisions before his death is basically what he was describing in that book. He also greatly admired Leon Trotsky and the ideas he had for how to lead Russia, so Snowball was a stand-in for him. Napoleon represents Joseph Stalin. The way he killed Snowball mirrors the way Stalin would assassinate and get rid of his opposition. Napoleon's second in command, Squealer, was based on propagandist. He was his very own Goebbels, so to speak. He manipulated language and spread misinformation to further the pig's agenda. The dogs he raised were supposed to represent the KGB. It's a shame because when they were puppies they were white and pure but became darker and vicious after he took care of them. I feel like if they were raised by literally anyone else, they could have lived peaceful lives. I hate the way the pigs use their intellect to manipulate and abuse other animals. They should use that power they have for good. You know, the strong protecting the weak. That's exactly what happens when power goes unchecked like that. My name is BigLarge and this has been The Kill.